So a lot of us have had boxwoods that have grown to be enormous because, they're one of the hardiest things that we can have in our garden. And what I wanted to do for a number of years is to trim these things back. And a couple of weeks ago, right about a month ago, I trimmed probably about 5 inches off of these until what I called was a severe cut was achieved when I took it way down past the leaf canopy. And that's what this is right here. But, I'm thinking, I really do feel like that was a big significant change in these, but I do want to take them back a little bit more. Plus, the trimmers that I use were typical hedge trimmers, and some of these trims are rather jagged, which is never good for a plant. You want a nice clean cut, and I figure since it's the late winter right now and early spring, we're heading into early spring, I figure this is now the time to cut these things back even further if I want to take them down and give them a fresh start. I've done a lot of research online. I've seen a couple of people do this with great success, and these things have been established for years. One of the things that I have noticed from some people who have cut them back online is that they have said that it does them a lot of good, and plus it's much better than completely taking them out and starting over again, because you have that amazing root system underneath that you're not seeing. They're very established, and because they are so established, they're more prone to do well when they come out, when they flesh out their leaves. I mean, it might take about a year or 2 years to really get to the point where you could shape them back again, but it's definitely something that I've been wanting to do a long time, and I love these things, and I think they're a great backdrop for whatever I plant in this area, and I'm just really, really happy with them, but I do want to take them down to give them a fresh start because they've kind of outgrown their place here. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to take my sharp loppers and trim off the top parts, which is, all of these small little minor branches, and take them down to where the branching is a little bit thicker. And what is happening inside, which you can't see now, is it's already branching from within just a little bit, and I think that's going to really kind of stimulate that growth and give them the opportunity to branch out before the heat of the summer. If you have boxwoods that have become clearly overgrown like I have in my garden, you may want to give it a shot and give them a nice trim back. Maybe not as severe as what I'm going to do today, but it may allow you an opportunity to give them a reset so that you can regain some of that space that they've taken up. And I mean, in this situation, one thing that I realize is that if I do trim these back the way I plan to, then it's going to be nice because I can underplant them a little bit in the meantime while they do flush out their leaves and grow. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with that big one, and then we're going to probably take a couple of days and get this all trimmed back because I have only so much space for the yard waste that these are going to create. Anyways, let's get started. Here we go. All right, so here they are. Don't they look great? I know that they're not very much to look at right now, but they are sprouting from in between the main branching area, which I think in a number of months or even a little over a year, they're going to look fantastic, and I will give you updates on those for sure. Before, they were all the way up to the top of the fence here, and now they're at a more manageable height, and I think I won't even have to trim these for good while. But I'm just thinking of all the really cool things that I could do in the meantime. Like I said in the beginning, I could probably underplant this area with some color. Also, I have these eye hooks in this section of the yard that I hadn't utilized yet that I can probably tie in my other ones along the wall. This way, instead of having 6, I'll have 8 pots, which will be absolutely beautiful while these grow in. So there's going to be things that I have in the garden that will be something to look at, something to visually see while these grow back. But in the meantime, I'm really happy. And I don't even know, Have you guys ever had those projects in your yard where you're like, I need to get to that, and then you put it off and put it off, and you're thinking, man, I missed my window? Well, that was me this year for sure. But when I originally cut these back at about 4 to 5 inches, I thought, you know what, now really is the time. So I'm so glad that I did. So I know that a boxwood video is not the most interesting thing to watch, but since I was going to do something very different with them this year, I wanted to share that with you guys so you could see what I'm going to do, and hopefully in a couple months see the end result. So we really thank you for coming by today again, and we cannot wait for the spring. I'm looking forward to those first annuals to plant in the garden, but in the meantime, it really is a time to clean up before the spring hits, because it's just right around the corner. So I just have another area that I'm going to work on to prepare, but after that I think we'll be ready to go, and I cannot wait to see what the spring holds this season. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again in the very next video. Until then, happy gardening, everybody. Take care.